All right, Arklatex Best. You know, there are so many wonderful support organizations in this town. I could name them. I'll just name a few. Rescue Mission, Providence House, Caddo Council on Aging. But what you may not know is that most of them could not exist without a bigger umbrella organization, which I think has to be called one of the Arklatex Best, and I'm talking about the United Way.
I was with her maybe 5 minutes in that cubicle, and the tears just began to flow.
She told the judge that, you know, I don't want him anymore. I'm done.
The stories came flooding back.
Parents deal drugs, do drugs.
The kids Thana O'Neill has tried to help.
How do I convince this kid that he needs to come take this job for minimum wage when he's making $300 a day on the street corner selling dope?
Thana knows something about selling dope.
I lost my home, lost my job, my career.
For 20 years, she was on the streets.
And looking and your arms be nothing but just swollen messes.
At the end of her rope, Thana found a place to treat her addiction.
A United Way supported program provided me counseling.
Then her
The
homelessness.
United Way supported program provided me shelter.
And finally, when Thana was ready to re-enter the world of work, there was another place, funded by United Way, Goodwill.
And this is where I stood all day long and hung clothes. Because at that time, that's all that I had the ability to do.
Slowly, gradually, Goodwill showed Thana she could.
That I could go back to society, that I could earn money honestly. There's all kinds of things we can do.
And now she spends her days trying to convince kids that there is a better way.
Drug addiction has taken my family to places that no family should have to go. I just would like to see different for these kids.
And here, Thana has the tools to change lives.
I mean, what goes on here is amazing, and nobody knows.
And nobody knows. That's what this was what impressed me about her story and this whole idea is that we go to Goodwill. Some of us do. My kids love Goodwill. You can get some great stuff for not a lot of money. But Goodwill wouldn't exist without that umbrella organization called United Way that funds so many of the very best organizations that we have in this town. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize all of the things, the programs that are offered to people, especially young people in this town, through places like Goodwill and United Way funded organizations. She's an example. I mean, when she was homeless, she...
One of many.
Yes, and there are a lot of them just like her, but they gave her a home, they gave her a place to get off of her addiction, and then they got her an entryway back into the work world through Goodwill, which is, as I say, funded by this big umbrella organization called the United Way. We've heard about them a long time. I didn't realize all of the good that they do.
Well, just last Thursday, in fact, the Better Business Bureau honored the United Way during its Torch Awards ceremony as best nonprofit in the area because they do so much good and for so many different, like you said, umbrella organizations.
Most of probably most of the charitable organizations in this town couldn't exist without the funding, partial funding they get through United Way. So they're just doing a lot of good stuff.
All right. Certainly are. Definitely an Arklatex Best.
I think so, absolutely. And really, of course, it's nationwide. They've been doing this kind of work for over 100 years, but we're glad they're here. And I can tell you there are lots of stories like Thana's. And the great story about her is that now she was helped by them. They got her back into the world, and now she has a job helping others, and she can empathize because she said, I've been there. There you go. She's been there.
Thank you.
You bet, sir.